Hi, welcome guys, welcome girls, and every human in between. This is the Bear With Me podcast. I'm your host, Girl Whit. Thank y'all. Those of us who've been here the last few episodes, I just want to thank y'all for thugging it out with me. Your comments, your listens, your shares, your DMs, your texts. I really appreciate the support. I really appreciate the gratitude that I've been receiving. So that has been very appreciative. This is going to be the last part of this grand story, and I say I think, or I believe that this is going to be the last part, because I don't think that there's much to share after this. But if the spirit moves me, if something pops up, we might kind of revisit this topic. But I do think that just like this experience is something that I wanted to share, because it's parts of it are not that uncommon. And if I could just be a source or a person, or just a platform, should I say, to help inspire, and just like we're in this thing together. So let's talk about it. So this episode is going to be postpartum. I wanted to do this because I wanted to share some of my experiences. A lot of times I noticed in reflecting, my experience felt like only I was going through it, but that's actually not the case for a lot of women. There are a lot of symptoms, a range of symptoms, and they show up differently for each woman. But it can sometimes feel like you're alone. Like, I know mothers who just gave birth around the same time frame I did, but it felt like either a burden, or like it just felt weird to be experiencing some of the things and then like asking or outsourcing. And I'm hoping that through this episode, if there are women going through this, I can be like a place where it's like, I don't really have to talk to somebody else, but somebody else knows exactly what I'm feeling or experiencing. This list is by no means comprehensive. The postpartum looks differently and shows up differently for every woman. And lastly, to my first time moms, to my multiple time moms, to my younger moms, to my older moms, we are okay, we are strong, we are great, and I love us. So let's talk about it. Oh my gosh, not you finna get started and we just starting, girl. Here we go. The crash of emotions, and then also my story is gonna look different based off of my story. So you're talking about postpartum and grief. Okay, let's go ahead and just, whoo child. Okay. The crash of emotions and just like the adrenaline that typically comes, or that came for me, was nothing that I've ever experienced before. And between my first and my second time, this second time, it looked even greater. To be running on adrenaline of just like, okay, my baby's here and she's here early. And okay, they said that we have to get over this battle in the first 24 and the first this and the first that. And we gotta wait till these results and that. Like, it was a constant go. And also my body is restabilizing or reaching its new homeostasis. That surge of emotions was a lot, and you get sleep, but you don't get rest. And let me say that one more time, because I just felt it. You get sleep, but you don't get rest, because your mind is constantly thinking about what's next and what do I have to do this and what do I have to do that. And it's tiring, but you don't get to truly rest because you just have to keep going. So that's one part of postpartum. My feet swelled up around the second, third day. Like, my feet were swollen. I was so nervous. I thought I had like postpartum diabetes, or that my blood pressure was becoming an issue, because I was so swollen at the feet. And I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I'm like, okay, now I need to go see my doctor, but I need to stay here with my bed. Like, it was just so much. Ultimately, my doctor informed me that it was just like all of the fluid from your body draining, and it went to my feet, and my hands kind of swelled up a little bit too, but over time it went away. Now let's talk about my favorite part, these titties. These things blew up when I first got pregnant, and then they blew up while I was pregnant, and then they blew up once I started nursing. Oh my goodness, you talk about a shelf. Hello, how y'all doing? And they have yet to. One of my friends, we got pregnant around, not even right around, we got pregnant 2 weeks apart. Let's really name it. We got pregnant 2 weeks apart, and her breasts were catching up to my first set of breasts. And then she sees me and she was like, Whit, why your breasts so big? I said, girl, I can't tell you that. I don't know. And then she was like, just when I thought I was catching up to you, here you go. I said, welcome. And she just had her baby, and her breast blew up. I said, welcome. We're so glad you're here. So yeah, the breast swelling, it's cute. It's tiring though, because wearing a bra, I don't want to wear a bra. Like, let me just be real with y'all. I do not like wearing bras anymore. My back got like a 8-hour cap. And then once I'm like off work, the back be like, hey, yo, let's open up. Let's do. And I need to probably start buying my bras at the big titty places, because these sizes don't be cutting it. I don't be getting the support that I be really wanting. But I digress. It dawned on me yesterday/today that, and this is something I was supposed to open up with. I'm recording this on May 2nd, which happens to be my expected due date when I first found out I was pregnant. And it is also 4 months to the day that my baby was born. So today, a little bit all over the place. And I share this because it's a driver of this episode. It's just one of the many moments of my postpartum and of my grief, because there's just so many times where your emotions or something will happen that you can't control. The emotional roller coaster that I personally find myself on, or I'll see something and it'll just trigger, and it can be a lot. Like, oh my goodness. I was watching something super funny and just started crying, laughing of joy. And then I was watching something that was only basic level 1 sad, and shorty was damn near boo-hooing. And so the emotional roller coaster that your emotions are on can really make it real hard to ride the wave. I was talking to a friend a couple days ago, and she was sharing with me how she had watched one of the episodes, and that my episode took her on like a mental reflection and journey, and she's still within her postpartum journey. I was talking to her, and it's been what to some would say, it's been a long time since you had your baby and you still going through postpartum. Let me first talk to anybody or to let all my moms know who watching this, postpartum can last anywhere from the day of birth up to 2 years. Postpartum is a journey. It's not something that just because after you have the baby and the baby is doing well that it's over. It can last. I remember a comment that was made by a man and was like, after you had a baby, what you mean is just baby fat? Like, you didn't have the baby. A baby only what, 7-8 pounds? And it's like, they didn't truly understand the anatomy or the physiological change that a woman's body goes through regarding creating the baby. Everything that you need to function as a human essentially doubles, because now you need to produce more blood for yourself and for the baby. The baby has its own systems that are developing, constantly needing energy on top of you maintaining your energy for your sustenance for then the baby's sustenance. So weight is definitely a part of it. I remember my appetite skyrocketed when I was pumping. And that was one of the times I reached out to one of my friends. I was like, gee, I'm always hungry. She was like, girl, who you talking about? Who you talking to? Because she was like, I'm over here going to town. And I was just like, okay, cool. So I'm burning more calories because I'm producing food for my baby. So I need food for I need food for my baby to have food. And so the way you be hungry and eating meals, a symptom. More about the weight. I got a fupa, y'all. Oh, this little piece of hunk. I be like, I want it to go away so bad. I want it to go away so bad. And what sucks the most about my postpartum journey is that, like, I have a lot of the symptoms, but I don't have the baby. And that gets very bothersome sometimes. Like on a difficult day, it'd be hard. Sometimes I get out the shower and I look at me and I don't look like what I used to look like. And I don't look like what I want to look like. And I also don't have my baby to be the reason for what I look like. So loving me through this is a bit of a challenge. Just being very transparent about it. It's a part of it. When I thought that I was ready to go back into the gym and start working out, nope. And so then I was talking to my cousin and she was like, just start walking. And I was like, you're right. I probably should just walk. I'm ready to go back in. And because in my head, muscle burns fat. So we need muscle to burn this fat. The muscles that I was trying to burn are still very much in recovery, specifically in the ab region. Now I know a good chunk of some of this weight is poor eating. We ain't got past the part of changing or substituting cravings. Sugar? Yeah. Come on. Like, I had just started to address the sugar addiction that I was developing before I got pregnant. And then I got pregnant, and then I was mindful about it because I'm like, we're not finna have no sugar crazed baby. So I was able to, and I also didn't really crave sweets, so that made it easy. But now, run me a good pastry, run me a good dessert, run me a coffee with all the different creamers and syrups, as I take a sip. Okay, so I know that I do need to change my eating habits, but we're not there yet. And guess what? That's okay. And I just have to look at me and be appreciative of and practice loving myself, because I don't always think that I love myself the way that I used to love myself, because myself is different. Myself is just, she's different. I remember me and her dad were going out on a date, and I was getting ready, and the original outfit, when I put it on, didn't look right. Then I tried another outfit, didn't look right. Then I tried another outfit, didn't look right. And it just, I don't know if the official term would be body dysmorphia, but I definitely didn't or wasn't a fan of me. So that is a symptom, and I hate it, but here we are. Okay. So to my mamas, we gotta know that if we don't want to look like this, we don't have to look like this all the time. One of my friends, she gained a lot of weight postpartum, and she is just now starting to have the body that, or look the way that she feels most comfortable with. And I'm very, very proud of her and her fitness journey. And I get it. She says that she was depressed in her journey, and depression looks different. Another one of my friends, she was like, "You're not depressed, Whit, you're just grieving." And I'm like, that might very well be true that I'm just grieving, but we don't really know. We don't know if I'm grieving, if I'm depressed, or if I'm both, or whatever. Do I really want to claim those things? No. But here we are. Another big part that I am very much bothered by is I've always had rather clearish skin. Acne, puberty, that didn't really hit. I didn't get that deck of cards. Oh, but now they call it, I think they call it baby acne, right around your jawline. And I think we're gonna do some little retouching so we don't truly see it. But if you can see it, there's a couple of dark spots here. I don't like it. Not even I don't like it. And so when I look at my face, and then I got like breakouts around my T-zone area, not a fan. Excuse me. Not a fan. So the face card didn't decline. Now I gotta wipe it off a little bit, like, okay, retry. And then we got success. I don't want the face card to decline. So let's do what we need to do. Doing my charcoal mask, making sure I wash my face morning and night, because clear up. And then I read something that could take like 6 months. We have time, but it feels like it's been 6 months. So clear up. Healing from the inside out. The uterus is super, super small. And then it blow up to like a balloon. And then it slowly retracts to its original size. And everything that it moved out the way gotta come back, gotta go back to where it is. That takes time. And so know that I'm saying no that to y'all like it's only mamas listening, but to anybody listening, know that you or someone you know is healing from the inside out. And so I say that, but I don't know. I know that I don't always adhere to that. A couple days ago, my friend sent me a video that was talking about healing, taking time, and moving through it can be longer than what you thought, because physically and mentally there's not always alignment. And that hit so hard because it was like, I'm ready to move forward sometimes, but my body is not. And I have to listen to my body. So healing is a journey, and just being patient. I'm not always patient with myself, because within this postpartum, I'm also grieving. And sometimes I hate when different moments take me to a place where I don't really want to be, but I can't ignore it, because ignoring it would mean not moving through it. So I'm literally healing from the inside out, from the uterus to the restoration of all of my insides. Another symptom, phantom kicks. Oh, I remember the first time I felt a phantom kick with my son. Threw me way off. I was not prepared. And then getting them on and off. I think I got one today, and I was just like, oh, this is weird. Not weird, but just like, it's a nice memory, but it's like a memory. And so phantom kicks are a symptom, and they can be fun, and then they cannot be fun. And then one of the biggest things that I grapple with in my postpartum is, will I have another baby? A few people have asked, like, would you want to try again? My doctor asked if I would want to try again. Or she said, when you want to try again and if you want to try again. And I'm just like, the competitor in me, and this might sound crazy, the competitor in me wants to try again, because I want to carry a baby full term. Like, I've had these unfortunate outcomes, and so I want to have a baby. But then a part of me is just like, I don't know that I can do it again. The anxiety that has increased, I didn't know of my anxiety being this. I didn't know my anxiety was, wait, let me say that, take your time. I knew that I had a level of anxiety, but didn't know to what level. But my experience with my daughter really just shined a light on my anxiety. My desire to know what is next, my desire to have a plan has increased. Confusion unsettles me, and when I'm unsettled, it's hard for me to move, because then I feel confused, and I feel stuck a little bit, because it's like I don't know where to go. And so the anxiety that I would have if I were to do this again, because it would be the third time, I wouldn't want that indirect stress and direct stress on me or that baby. This next part might be a little heavy, but it's just my truth. And if it's one thing we gonna be, it's truthful. So bear with me. When you have two outcomes as such, you can't help but wonder if it's you. This is just my truth. This is just my truth. That's another part of the healing, of the grief, of everything about this story. Like, my body was designed to reproduce, and it's started, but it didn't finish. And so when they say things like incompetent cervix, when they say things like advanced age pregnancy, while these are words that sound nicer, they still share or evoke shortcomings. And in this journey, it's hard. It's just hard. That's the best way that I could put it. And so a part of me want to try again, a part of me don't. Like, if I just got to be rich auntie, let's get into it. One of the things that has kind of been replaying in my mind over the last month or so has been the auntie in the family who don't have no kids because she can't have no kids. And I was like, dang, I'm her. And I'm just like, like it's not fun. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like people see me, because a lot of my family didn't know. And so I feel like, but they now know my story because I'm posting and everything like that. And so I feel like they see me, there's kind of like, I wonder how she's doing. And like, it's weird. I don't know if I'm articulating it that well, but just like, it's this feel, I can only describe it as a feeling. And I just, it don't really get talked about. Like, do I want us to talk about it? Not really. I got my podcast. Go watch if you really want to understand. Is it something I want you to bring up to me? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Some days, yeah. Some days, hard no. But I'm for real, right? I'm for real the auntie who don't got no kids. I'm for real the auntie. I'm finna be rich auntie vibes because the podcast gonna do what it's supposed to do. Side note, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Bear With Me podcast, available on all major platforms and on YouTube. Since we over here pubbing, this episode is brought to you by Reminiscent Road Media, your one-stop shop for weddings, portraits, headshots, family events, photo shoots, maternity, graduation, prom send-offs, and website development. You see this website behind me? We built that. Reminiscent Road Media. Book today using the code Bear With Me for 10% off your next project. Reminiscent Road Media, where memories matter. We thank you for this episode. I love my business partner. Back to the podcast. So, postpartum. Oh, y'all see how long my locks are? Yeah. Okay. Because everybody not watching, they listening, but y'all know what it is. Go to YouTube, run the numbers up. Postpartum is a journey, and every day is a different day. That's why doing my gratitude content means so much to me, because I'll have moments and they'll feel heavy, but I can ride the wave better. And for that, I'm grateful. Very, very grateful for that. To my moms who have experienced postpartum or experiencing currently postpartum, I love you. I hope these words comfort you even in the midst. You're strong, you're capable. Like, there's so much that goes into bringing a child into this world. And 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, however much your job, gives you. It's not enough time. It is not enough time. And I really wish and hope that one day this ghetto will get to a place where we will get what we deserve and what we need and what we ultimately require, because there's so much that's happening in our bodies, mentally, physically, and emotionally, that it needs a delicate hand. It needs time. And so I hope that one day we can get the time that we deserve. I remember thinking back through my first trimester and my morning sickness, and how I told y'all she dragged me. To the mothers who are pregnant and they're having terrible morning sickness, mothers that end up going to the hospital because of dehydration, because it is so tough and challenging, and they still go to work. To go to work through morning sickness, oh my goodness, I don't know how I could have made it. Don't know. But there were mothers who have, and there are mothers who do. And so shout out to you. Mother's Day is coming up. I don't know what to do. There's a level of anxiety that I somewhat give myself, like, how do I celebrate Mother's Day? Do I want to celebrate Mother's Day? I don't know. But then I'd be like, that's the overthinking, that's the anxiety. And I'd be like, we're okay. Let's not even worry about it. Let's not even worry about it. So let it go. But I just think about just different things that I'm a part of, but I'm not really a part of. And it's like this bubble of, like, I'm a part of the motherhood bubble, but I'm also just a part of a smaller club, the Angel Babies Club. And it's not a lot of us. I don't know a lot of us here. And I hope that more of us can find each other in this podcast so that we can support each other, and so that we can share with one another or share our stories, and just like, I don't know, just, yeah. Yeah. I kind of want to touch on grief, but I feel like this is another part of the emotions. I'm tired. Being emotionally, I won't say dragged, but experiencing a lot of heavy emotions can be very tiring. And I'm getting tired. And I still got stuff to do. And that be the other part. That is the other part that is so frustrating. So frustrating. Like, I put it on one of my daily gratitudes about just being tired and ready to go to sleep. But more specifically, because now this is that space for it, I'm tired of pushing through. I'm so tired. Like, the way in which women have to show up every day. And this is not to discount or discredit men, because I know that there are some men who watch my podcast, and thank you. But single moms who have to show up every day, no matter how tired they are, no matter how tired they are, to think about, okay, I got to get up at this time because we got to walk, we got to get dressed, we got to do this, we got to do that. Okay, I got to stop at the store because we low on this. I got to do this, I got to do that. Okay, the doctor's appointment. Okay, then they got to go. Like, when is the last day of school? Okay, then I gotta be at work. Then my shifts got to change. Like, the amount of mental workload that moms are actively, what feels like constantly. I experienced that for 7 days, and my baby was for the most part in someone else's care. But to get my body on a system, like, oh my goodness, trying to get the rhythm of pumping, because they say That first week, you're literally coaching up your body to pump and to produce. And you gotta really train. Like, you need to be pumping. I think Shorty told me 8 times a day. That's every like 4 hours. Planning my day every 4 hours to be ready to pump. That was tiring. And then to kind of develop a system and to sleep, but then need to wake up to pump. What? And again, sleep but not rest, because it's only a nap before I gotta get up and do. And everything was a time consuming task on top of being aware of her medical advances and setbacks and new ways that we was going to approach. Like, it's just, and that was just 7 days. And there's women who do that a lot of days, all the days, every day. And even my mothers who have partners, like, yeah. So I forgot the original point I was saying with that, but you get my point. I love us. I love y'all. Women. Oh yeah, women. Thank y'all. I love y'all. So, oh, I got it all. I think I did. So, I am tired of pushing through. There are moments where I can kind of just be, but it's not completely there because I got to go to work. I'm so glad that I got this job toward the end of the school year where it's almost low stakes and, oh, excuse me. It's almost low stakes, and then I will have the summer-ish to kind of just reset, take a break, and then prepare for this full school year after not being in a school setting for a year. Ooh, child. It'll be Mother's Day shortly after this releases, so happy Mother's Day to all my moms. To my angel baby community. And some of my angel baby community members went on to have babies. And so congratulations. I'm proud of y'all. I don't know what I want to say, so I'm going to just end it. But postpartum is hard. Grief is hard. Pregnancy loss is one of a kind. Because nobody prepares you for it. You don't even prepare yourself for it. Because who goes in thinking that we might not win? Like, what? But again, thank you to everyone who has supported the podcast, who's reached out. Keep running up them numbers. And yeah, let's wrap it up. Whew. As always, no, let's do it better. As always, wishing you love, light, and laughter. Until next time.